That's how we start our dinner usually at What's Cooking.
What's good, world? It is Vanglorious. Welcome back to another episode of What's Cooking. So, episode number 5. We got a lot of 350 stuff to go over. A lot by maybe 4 or 5 things, but one thing in particular that's going to be really special this year that we didn't get last year. So we'll start with today's leak that I found today, courtesy of Influence Visions. Yes, Influence Visions on Instagram. I get a lot of my leaks from him. So if you want to follow his account, it's going to be down in the description so you can stay up to date. But what we got here is going to be, it seems like a MX 350 V2. So kind of like the MX, like foam runners, as you see with the pattern here, it's adopting the same pattern into the prime knit now. I thought this was really cool when I first saw it because I'm a big fan of brown, so like a brown and black mixture, it looks like a nice marble, like to me, but I love that effect, and I kind of like how this translated to the 350 V2. To me, this really looks promising because like the other foam runners, they do have other colors of them, which I'll go over a new one today, but it's really cool to see that they were able to assimilate this to this silhouette, which is probably one of the most popular Yeezy silhouettes to date, if not the most popular one. So really nice to see that inclusion with that. I like this too because you'll see in this picture here that on the medial side, it's a different pattern. It's not the same pattern, so you get some variety. So I know when you look down on them while you're wearing them, it's gonna look pretty neat. It kind of reminds me of how the zebras, that zebra pattern, how it kind of makes you feel. I never get tired of looking at those. Like even on the semi-frozens, like you see it on the side here, and then obviously it has a staple supply 350. You can see in the picture before that doesn't have that, but when you look on the medial side, it's just, this is just different from this side. I mean, slightly, but it's those type of small things that kind of make you really appreciate a sneaker. So I do think this is a really good breath of fresh air for this model. So we're expecting to see this in September of this year, and it will be at the usual price that the 350 V2s are, $220. So that's gonna be interesting. So I did touch upon foam runners in my topic before, so I will touch on them again. The mineral blues, you'll see them right here. Similar thing. On closer inspection of the actual silhouette, you'll see that it does have the same marbling effect that most of the foam runners have outside of the solid color ones. So you'll see it's like this navy blue with black, and you'll see it's marbled towards the bottom of the silhouette, towards the mid-range, not necessarily at the top. I think it's kind of cool. I don't know if you've seen in my other videos prior, but I'm not really a fan of the foam runners aesthetically, so you know, that's kind of how I feel about them. But I do think that the foam runner lovers are going to like this as well because they will be able to pair it with a lot of different outfits and different fashion stuff. So these will be $80. I think we're supposed to get them in May. So that's really all I have for that. Some more interesting news that actually released today or yesterday is, if you remember the 700 V1 Mauves, there's going to be a V2 version of that shoe. So you can see it right here. I slept on the Mauves. My uncle actually has a pair of the V1 Mauves. I think I might try and get a pair of these V2 Mauves. So I kind of like the aesthetic of the V2 a little bit more than the V1, and I think with the color scheme, I do think it looks nice. So it looks like brown is making a return to the Yeezy line, and I'm a fan of brown, so this doesn't really bother me, but it's nice to see that they're still spreading it around the different silhouettes, because I know a lot of people complained about it on the 350 V2s. It appeared on some of the 380s. The 500s, I think the Hyterians, they had like a brown and blue. Yeah, it was like brown and blue. So we're supposed to expect to see this in August, and they will come in at a retail of $240. So in more 700 news, the 700 MNVN blue tint is announced. So as you can see in the picture right here, they are placed underneath the cyans that I were talking about in our last Was Cooking. Now, if I had to choose between either the bright cyan or the blue tint, I'm going with the blue tint because I like this shade of blue a little bit more, and I feel like it's slightly more unique than the bright cyan. So that's just kind of how I'm rocking with that. Apparently these are going to be $220. I think we're going to get them sometime this summer, I guess. So yeah, I mean, nice pair. Blue tints. It'd be sick to have a pair of 350 V2 blue tints, a pair of 700 MMVM blue tints. And then we have this strange colorway here. If it's anything like what the second picture shows right here, this kind of looks like an unfinished idea, and obviously it is unfinished because it's not officially announced, and it's just either a sample or a potential alpha build of what it could potentially be. Like anything else, some of these leaks are subject to change. So with that in mind, if the colorway is looking like this with the same type of build with the stitching, I don't know, I think they're gonna lose a lot of people with this colorway. If they fix the stitching so most of the prime nip can get the shine with the accent color around the sock liner, I think it's a go, but I don't know. It's looking really funny. Judging by the name, 350 V2 Leaf, this is probably going to be sometime in the fall. Wouldn't be surprised if it's summer because it's kind of a lighter tone color. So I guess we'll have to wait and see for more pictures of a more polished final look of it until it really gets announced. But that's kind of what we have here right now. Maybe they can adopt some UV technology to it like they're going to do with the 350 V2 lights that are coming in the summer. If they could do something like that where there's some type of color metamorphosis with that technology, I think that this shoe might be pretty special. But as it stands right now, if it's straight up this colorway and it's gonna look like that for sure, I don't foresee these being too popular. Like any other 350 V2, $200, like I said, maybe around fall time. So I guess we'll see. And of course I can't forget, because obviously by the title of the video, if you know anything about Yeezy Day, you know that it is a great day to be able to get a lot of good Yeezys, especially most of the sought after ones. Now last year there wasn't a Yeezy Day, but how they did it was they had like exclusive releases like sprinkled throughout, I guess, what was it, a month or two's time in different places. I was actually able to take advantage of that. On one of the exclusive drops, I got 2 pairs of Wave Runners. And like a dope, I sell them for only $400 on StockX when I probably could have collected 5 or 6. So I should have held on to those. But this year, we might have a chance to redeem ourselves. So as you can see here, there's 3, I guess, confirmed 350 V2 colorways that are coming back. The synth reflectives, the black statics, and the cloud white reflectives. So what I'm thinking is that the synths, I don't know if they were sold here or not. I feel like they weren't. I think that was an overseas drop. But the synths are definitely, that would be like a collection shoe. I don't think I would rock that too much because obviously it's reflective and it's not sold here, so it would kind of get like the taillight treatment. I only wear them every now and then, but as far as wearability, I think my obvious favorite would be the black statics, because I only have, the only black Yeezys I have are the Bread 350 V2s, and you can't really count this in there because it's not really black, it's more of like a ash gray, like a cinder gray. But it would be nice to have a pair of black statics in my collection. I would be super stoked to get those. And the cloud whites, now I do have the non-reflective versions here, so the reflective version I'm sure is gonna do numbers. I know a lot of people are probably gonna be upset, especially if a lot of OG people that have them are like, damn, like, yo, resale's gonna go down. But I mean, that's the nature of this culture right now. Everybody wants to sell something, so people really shouldn't be surprised that, you know, things get re-released, because obviously they know, these companies know they're gonna make money. So, you know, you just take that risk, you know, of holding a shoe, especially if you're not wearing it. That's what happens. But real sneakerheads or people who are into wearing their shoes, not gonna care, and it's gonna be a great opportunity for them to maybe get something that they did miss. So I think Yeezy Day is gonna be a great opportunity. I only have the 350 V2 shoes confirmed on here, so I don't know what other Yeezy shoes are gonna come out. Maybe the Wave Runners will make another return on Yeezy Day. Maybe they won't. Maybe the Assault 500s will. Who knows? But I'm thinking there's gonna be a lot of good stuff to be had, and I'm pretty sure they might throw in the 450s as well. And I know the black pair is going to be coming this summer too. So who knows if they're going to plan some type of crazy restock where they do the white and the black. I think that's going to go crazy. So I think Yeezy Day is going to be nuts this year. So that's like everybody who's either trying to resell or collect. It's probably going to be a really hectic day. And as much grief as Yeezy Supply and Adidas have given me with taking L's on shoes and not being able to get stuff, I'm hoping that this is going to be a really celebratory day for me, because I got some things cooking. So hopefully I'll be able to get, you know, multiple pairs of these Yeezys, and I can put up some reviews for you guys. You know, I have fun doing this. So that's what Yeezy Day is going to be about this year. So now, what's cooking? What am I cooking? Am I cooking or not cooking? So let's get into it. So the first one we're going to do is the MX Rock 350 V2s that I first talked about. So right over here, we're going to say cook. Love the color, like the pattern. It's going to be a breath of fresh air. We're not getting a Yeezy 350 V3 yet, so I mean, may as well embrace some of the different ideas that they have, and I do think this is going to be a really good colorway. Outside of the designs that I do have that are predominantly like brownish, I think this would be great. It'd be nice to mix it up, especially with it having black in it as well. So definitely cooking that. So that's a cook. All right, and the 700 V2 Mauves, that is a cook. Loving the brown on that, loving the way that the V2 silhouette looks versus the V1's Mauves. Here is a side-by-side look. So this is the V1, this is the V2, just in case you were wondering. But yeah, that's a cook for me. I like them, and hopefully I can snag me a pair. And we got the 700 MNVN Blue Tints. Definitely a cook. Loving the color. I think it was a great addition to add to the MNVN line. And yeah, hopefully they add more cool colors that I'll be a fan of. But definitely cooking this one. This one looks great. So the Foam Runner Mineral Blue, not cook. You already know how I feel about it. That's a no-go for me. So the 350 V2 Leafs. If they fix some things with the stitching, like I was saying down the middle, that could very well be a cook. But if it looks anything like this, that's a no-go for me. So for these reasons, I'm just gonna say I'm not cooking these. And out of the Yeezy Day fleet, I honestly like 2 pairs. I like all 3, but the thing behind it is that I already have the Cloud Whites. So for this purpose, I would say I'm really dead set on cooking the Black Statics, just because the Black Statics are pure fire. The scents are really cool. It's a unique colorway and they're reflective, so that's definitely a must. But them Cloud Whites, even though they are reflective, I got a pair sitting right down there that are non-reflective, and I'm okay with that. So cooking 2 and not cooking 1. So that's what I got. So that wraps it up for this week's What's Cooking. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys found it informative. As usual, I really appreciate when you throw a like on the video, and I love it when you guys subscribe, and I love it even more when you guys put comments down underneath. So please do that. Speak your mind. Let me know what you love. Let me know what you don't like. I'm all ears for it, and I appreciate all the feedback and the viewership. It means the world to me. It's really cool. So on that note, I'm gonna see you guys next time. Take care. Be safe. Peace.